Scorers, welcome back. It's your boy Sean Suge Amos, and this is the Real Hooper Show. And we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to react to. You know, we got to talk about the draft. Melo over there with Timberwolves now. And I got some Tom Brady thoughts. You talk championship mindset. I think it should be heard. I got my guy E here. What's up, my boy?
What's good, bro?
You know, man, just, we chilling, bro. We chilling. Slow motion, but it's moving, you know?
Nah, I hear you.
Yeah, man. So how you feel, man? How you feel about the draft?
I feel good, bro. You know how I feel. AJ DeBus is going to be a star, bro.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
AJ is going to be a star. I do agree with that. I don't think he'd be a star the first year yet.
Nah, first year out the gate.
First year out the gate?
Yes, sir.
Out the gate?
Washington lit, bro.
What's the star? What star numbers look like to you?
Star number 15 to 20 points.
What you mean, 15
star?
Ain't no star, gang.
15's not a star?
15 not a star.
But if he's averaging 15, 6, and 6, that's not star numbers?
I mean, that means he ain't doing better than Cooper Flag.
It's all situational, though, right?
It's all situational, but at the end of the day, you saying he's going to be a star off the gate. I don't think Cooper Flag was a star at the gate. I just think he was a player who was in a position to score for his team.
Now, Cooper Flag, he's a good player.
That's what I'm saying. I think AJ, the first year, he's going to show he's a good player. I don't think he's going to come out and be a star.
No.
I think he'll eventually be a star, maybe even a superstar based off his personality.
That's what I'm saying. With his personality, if he's averaging 15 to 20 points plus his personality, that's what makes him a star in my eyes.
Listen, hey, scorers, man, tap in, man. Make sure y'all go in the comments and let us know. Let us know if AJ DeBancer going to be a star the first year. Personally, I think he's going to be a good player the first year. I think he would develop into a star. I do see the Tracy McGrady comparisons. I do see the Paul George comparisons. But even those guys had to develop. Those guys had to develop into who we know them as. So I do see AJ becoming that. When I say he can be a superstar based off his personality, I'm not going to lie. Over the last few weeks, I was actually surprised about the content that I'm seeing. A lot of fun, a lot of talking, a lot of interviews. I just watched one where he was a undercover ref, or he was a referee under, AJ DeBancer disguised as a referee was the name of the content. And I was actually impressed. To show his personality. So I think when players show that type of personality, they definitely can become superstars because all the brands, the NBA want to get behind those guys. And he's a well-raised kid. His dad is always in the interviews. Good kid, obviously not haven't been in any trouble that we know of. So I like it. Personally, I see him averaging his first year. I see him as a good player. And this is a good player. This is a good player.
That's crazy.
This is a good player. This is a good player, bro. 16 and 19 points.
Okay, that's
16 and 19 points. They're going to give him the ball. He's going to get the ball. He's the number one pick. He's going to get the basketball. I expect Anthony Davis not to play a lot, so they're not going to run a lot of offense through him. Him and Trae Young. Trae Young will make sure he gets the basketball. He did bully him for the number. AJ wanted to make up this whole thing like, yo, why you get number 4? AJ had to go with number 4 instead of number 3 because Trae Young wasn't coming off that number. He was like, oh, yeah, number 3, and I was the number 1 pick. I added it up. It's 4. Nah, bro, he just wasn't coming off that number 3. He wasn't coming off that number 3, bro. That's veteran stuff. But the guy I like in the draft, De'Aaron Peterson. De'Aaron Peterson goes to Utah as the 2nd pick. I think he's the most gifted scorer in the draft. The only weaknesses they have on him is stuff that's off the court or don't matter to his game. Like some of the stuff they was talking about in the NBA draft before he was drafted, they was like, oh, well, he says he's a point guard, but he didn't play point. Okay. All right. So what? Like, I mean, he didn't play point for Kansas because he's their best scorer. Like, you talking about a guy who played against AJ DeBancer this year, scored 18 by halftime and was hurt by the second half. Now, that's the only concern that I have for him is that I'm worried about his health. I'm worried if he's going to be healthy all year. Now, I know some guys or some players, what they do is they say, okay, I'm going to the league. I'm not trying to risk it. I'm going to play a few games for the school, get the money, and I'm out. To me, he did what Kyrie Irving did. He did what Kyrie Irving did, to me, in my personal opinion. Kyrie Irving, I think he played like 14 games, and there was a number 1 draft pick. So I think I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be a really good player. Like I see him averaging somewhere between 19 and 21 points.
You see, now we had a discussion about this off cam. You see him averaging that on the Jazz with all them scores on the team?
I think they got to pipe down. I think. See, here's the thing about the NBA. Here's the thing about when you get to higher levels, right? Everyone on the court can play. Everyone, if you're a guard, you're a point guard, whatever the case may be, especially at the pro level, you can shoot the basketball, you can dribble the basketball. However, depending on what the coach feels, how the coach feels about you can dictate a lot. So, for instance, if De'Aaron Peterson is a really good scorer and he scores better than the people in front of him, then he's going to get the ball more. But if Isaiah Coyer was the only person coming off the bench who could score, he's going to score. But now you have De'Aaron Peterson coming in. They're going to play him more.
You see him starting on that team?
I see him starting on this team. I see them moving guys around.
But how about the rankings in the locker room? Like, yo, you a rookie. You got to prove yourself in the league. You're not getting more shots than what are some players on the team? You're not getting more shots than Keontae George.
He might not get more shots than Keontae George, but he also don't need to get more shots than Keontae George. This is not old school basketball. This is actually a fast-paced era where guys going to get their shots up. I mean, we're looking at it right now. Keontae George is going to start. They need Keontae George to start. Isaiah Coyer, he's going to play over him. Ace Bailey, he's still going to be impactful. He averaged 13 points last year. However, I don't think he's going to move too much from that. Jaren Jackson averaged 19, but the 19 points that we've seen out of Jaren Jackson, that comes from Memphis. He played 48 games this past season, so his numbers is a little inflated. And then you also don't need him scoring to be impactful. You talk about the former defensive player of the year. That's where you're going to find his impact. Lauri Markkanen averaged 26 points this year, but he also was a player who scored a lot of his points off the catch and shoot. So I see his points going down, but below 22 points, 21 points. I see his points going down. Why? Because we see what he's doing. He averaged 26 points. Didn't move the needles for the Utah Jazz. So they got to try new stuff.
Nah, they were tanking. You can't do that. They were tanking, bro. Utah, there wasn't.
Listen,
come on, bro. There was actively sitting players.
Lauri Markkanen had been good for a long time. He's been good for a while. He's been dropping those numbers for a while.
He might be like a Bam, where it's like he's not your star player.
All right, then. But I'm telling you, De'Aaron Peterson is coming in, and he's going to be that guy.
So you see him being.
He's coming off. Yeah, I see him. And listen, in this league, the NBA, this will benefit his style. Open court, going to work, fast pace, shooting. When you play in college, the coaches are pretty old school. Mm. They run off screens, set picks, set plays. They have their culture. They have these systems. With the pros, these guys is making millions of dollars. They got and people playing to see these guys. You just can't have them run off 4 or 5 different. No, bro. You got the number 2 draft pick. We want to see the number 2 draft pick. That's who we want to. That's who we here for. We here to see the number 2 NBA draft pick. Cameron Boozer. He goes to Memphis. To be quite honest, Memphis picking up Cameron Boozer, they don't get better in talent, but they do get better with picking up a young professional. I think he's going to be a young professional. I think he's going to be a pretty good player. I see him average of around 8 to 12 points this upcoming year. He's not better than his dad, Carlos Boozer. And Carlos Boozer averaged 10 to 15 points his first 2 years in the league. So his game is based off of bullying guys. He's not going to bully guys just yet. So I see him being a hustle guy. I think he makes a difference in the locker room. I think he'll be a guy who's a good professional coming in. Memphis didn't lose by picking him up because he's a person that needs to develop. Memphis culture is a development culture. Maybe I don't know if they move Ja Morant, but if they do, that's just a year for them to get young players and just develop them. And I think Cameron Boozer would be a great candidate for that. Is it Caleb Wilson?
Caleb Wilson.
I always get his name wrong, bro. My fault, Caleb. Caleb Wilson, same thing. I think he'll be a great defender coming in. He'll be a good defender, about 6'10". He's not a stretch four yet in the NBA. He got a nice touch from the 12 to 15 foot range, but for the most part, I see him being a defender. And I also like his attitude. I watched a couple of his interviews. He got a really good interview. He got a really good attitude, especially after he broke his hand or whatnot. And I like his game. I think but again, another development guy. He's not a guy who I'm looking for to see 17 points out of. If he plays a lot of minutes, I like to think he'll be able to get anywhere between 6 and 12 points a game. The next person who is drafted, what number are we on? We on number 5?
Yeah, number 5.
Yeah, Kean Wagler. Mm-hmm. Kean Wagler went to the Clippers. I see him being a 3-and-D guy. I'm watching him. I'm watching his game last night, and he's not that fast. He's not that explosive. He's still young. He has a good touch on the ball. I'm watching his catch and shoot game. His catch and shoot game is pretty good. So I see him coming in being a 3-and-D guy. When he goes to the basket, for the most part, he's scoring over multiple hands. You don't get that in the NBA as a rookie because your role is to create for others. Your role is to create for the big dogs. Your role is to run plays. Your role is to be ready to catch and shoot in the corner when it's your time. So you're not going to have the opportunity to tween, cross, then get to the basket, then maneuver around a 7-footer. Kawhi Leonard's going to be looking at you like you're crazy. Darius Garland going to be looking at you like you're crazy. So I do like his game, but I see him being a 3-and-D guy for at least for the first part of his career until he develops. Now here's a guy I really like. I really like this guy, Mikael Brown Jr. I like his game, bro. 6'5" point guard, played for the University of Louisville. He's my sleeper when it comes to lottery picks. I don't hear a lot of people talking about him, but he's nice. I like his game. He fits great in Brooklyn because it has no culture yet. It has no culture. You're getting Julius Randle. You got Michael Porter Jr., and you just hooping. And he's a hooping. Look, he said, y'all just hooping down there. Y'all ain't trying to win nothing. So he's just hooping. He plays hard. He can pass. He can shoot. He can shoot off the dribble. He can catch and shoot. I like his game. And for the most part, for Louisville, he played out of the screen and roll. The pick and roll. This is like dinner time out of the screen and roll. And understand how to make reads off the off-ball screens. So I like his game, bro. I'm really interested in seeing what he does. I know he has some back injuries this year, so I'm worried about his injuries. But other than that, man, I'm interested in seeing. Nobody's talking about him, but I'm gonna talk about him, man. Mikael Brown Jr. for the Nets, man. Keep your eyes open. Darius Acup goes to the Kings. I thought he should have been drafted a little higher, but then when you really look at it, I think it's about needs. I think it's about what people needed. I don't think it was a knock on his game to him being drafted number 7. I think him going to the Kings is okay, right? Like I say okay because you do want to see more of him because he is a star. I like his game, but you ain't gonna catch too many Sacramento Kings games. Maybe not to the end of the year because they're not a prime team. But I do like that Russell Westbrook is down there to mentor him. Now, here's the thing with him. Me and my man E was talking about this earlier. I can't tell you what or how many points he's going to average because It really depends on his role. It really depends on his role. Because if he goes to Sacramento, they might not need him to score right away. They might not be looking for him to carry the team. They might be looking for him to learn the offense, learn the pro game. And that happens a lot. He's about 6'3". I think my biggest knock on him is defense. When those switches off the screens, that's gonna be the toughest thing for him to adapt to. But other than that, I like his ceiling, man. I like his ceiling. I think he can stay with the Sacramento Kings for a couple years. I think he pulled a De'Aaron Fox. Listen. I was trying to avoid this. I was trying to avoid it, bro. But I think he pulled a De'Aaron Fox. Show us what you can do, and then we go ahead and trade you to a contending team later on, bro.
Now I was thinking about this. You don't think the Kings will give him the franchise out the gate? I mean, depending on how he develops, right? But out the gate within the next like 2-3 years, because you look at the history of the Kings. De'Aaron Fox was a guard. They did that too. Tyrese Halliburton was another good guard. We even go back to early years. We interviewed him. He played with Isaiah Thomas and DeMarcus Cousins.
We interviewed him?
Yeah, I forgot his name. He played for the Kings. He went to play for the Celtics. I forgot his name.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Damn.
I think he played for.
He played for Orlando.
Played for Orlando. Went to play for Orlando.
Yeah, look at my bad, bro. That's terrible.
But you don't think he's gonna get if he develops correctly, shows scoring pop.
He was drafted by the Bucks.
You don't think he's gonna get the?
It's no organization to have. like it's no organization for Darius to go and be any type of superstar or whatever the case may be. Like I think is one of those things where you just look at the Sacramento Kings as a
Marcus Thornton was his name.
Oh, you're talking about Marcus Thornton.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you was talking about somebody else. My bad. Yeah, Marcus Thornton. I know who Marcus Thornton is. My apologies. Marcus Thornton. But yeah, Marcus Thornton went down there and just developed. Marcus Thornton went down there to develop, and he averaged about 18 points, 19 points, and then he started moving. Well, I think he was drafted by New Orleans first. Marcus Thornton was drafted by New Orleans first, then went over to Sacramento. That's where he was really killing it at. But yeah, I think you're gonna get your numbers up. I think you get your numbers up, and then you just move around after that.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So my next player is Kensington Flemings. I like his game. I like his game as well. All these guys I really like. But he was a guy that I was introduced to through social media. Like I think he was mic'd up. He was in an AAU game, and he was young, and he was like being a leader on the court. Like he was talking. He was very communicative to the players on the team. I liked his game. I was like, man, who was this kid? I didn't know he was in college already. So I'm thinking he a high school player. I turned on the TV because I like the University of Houston, and I see him playing. I'm like, oh, he was already in college. Okay. And that's where I see him at with the Atlanta Hawks. I don't think he plays a lot right away because he is behind CJ. You got Jalen Johnson, who does a lot for the Atlanta Hawks as well. But I do see him playing because, one, he seems like a kid who's willing to learn. He's a willing passer. Like I said, I like his mindset. I like the way he thinks about the game. I like the way he approaches the game. So when I see that out of players, the first thing I think about is, okay, he can fit in any culture because he's not going to worry about his shot. He's not going to worry about his stats and what people think. He's worried about being an NBA professional. So I like his game. Now, he do need to improve his shot. His mechanics has some little unorthodox in there, but nonetheless, still a good player. Still a good player to look out for. He'll mature over the years. The next player on the 9th pick is Marez Johnson. And by the way, we only doing 10. We're not doing the whole draft. I'm just talking about the top 10. I failed to mention that earlier. Marez Johnson going to Dallas. To me, I think he's a Daniel Gafford. I think he's another Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively. The good thing for him is his coach from Michigan. Dusty May is now the coach of the Dallas Mavericks. So he's in good hands. So he's in good hands when it comes to development. He'll get more time probably than he should coming out because he has a relationship with the coach already. And here's the thing. When you get players like this, who's not necessarily a three-point shooter, a ball handler, you don't need to develop any of that for him. All you got to do is come out there and do your job. Yeah, you need to hit a 12 to 15-foot shot. Over the years, you need to probably be able to knock down 1-3 every 2 games. But other than that, just know your role. Come in, work hard. He's a hard-working kid. Just grab rebounds, block shots, run the floor, be a defensive menace, and you getting paid the big bucks, bro. You getting paid the big bucks. Last on my 10th guy is Braden Berries. Braden Berries, he's going to the Bucks, play for the University of Arizona. But the problem with the Bucks thing is there's just too many guards. There's too many guards for you, man. I don't see him playing right away unless he does something impressive in training camp. But it's just too many guards there's too many guards over there, bro. You got Tyler Hero just went here. Let me just look at this Bucks. Pull up the Bucks roster for me. Because when I see this, so you got Ryan Rollins right there. You got Ryan Rollins. That's what I was thinking of. Kevin Porter Jr. He's a shooting guard. Obviously, Tyler Hero's over there. Kyle Kuzma's, AJ Green. These guys are established. These guys are already over there. So, this is his year to learn the ropes. Learn the ropes, young fella. Now, before we get to the next segment, I want to make sure you guys know where to follow us. Make sure you guys follow us on all social sites, Score Society, all social sites. Make sure y'all support the brand. Go to goalsactivewear.com. Get yourself some merch. We doing 20% off the entire store when you use code RealHoopers at checkout. Go to goalsactivewear.com. High quality shorts, high quality hoodies, 20% off. Use Real Hoopers at checkout. Okay. I'll do it after the next one. All right, what we got next, man? What we doing now, E? We got through the draft.
Some trades happened through the NBA.
The trades.
One of the most recent blockbuster was LaMelo going to...
What you think about that, bro? Do you think that's a championship team?
It's going to be a fun team. Depending... I want to see how they fill out the rest of the roster, to be honest. Because they look kind of... not small, but that forward, the 3-4 position looks kind of light. So I want to see how they fill it out.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's funny to me, though? Right? It's funny how you guys all of a sudden don't mind when the top draft picks play together now.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I ain't forget. Anthony Edwards, 2020 draft, first pick. LaMelo Ball, 2020 draft, third pick. It's all good now. It's all fun. Y'all don't mind. Oh, do I have a 2003? Oh man. Did I? I mean, this is dope. But all right, I didn't mean to lead to this, but I'm just saying. I'm gonna leave it there. Leave it where y'all want to think. I do like the trade. It does not move the needle towards championship. But it'll be a fun team. I think they have some pieces in there. Ayo DeSumo. He's a really good player. He just signed a new deal. He's going to get more opportunities. Somebody not talking about Bones Highland. Bones Highland's still over there. Bones Highland started to show that he's starting to get acclimated with the Timberwolves culture. And there's a lot of handles up top. There's a lot of handles up top with him and Melo. And Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels also was 2020 first round pick, was drafted 28. And out of if you don't count Tyrese Halliburton and Tyrese Maxey, maybe Vassell, but who else is better than Jaden McDaniels in that? I'm not saying he Chris Bosh, but he does give Chris Bosh impact. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing the oop. You don't gotta catch it. But But yeah, man. So when I see these guys, when I think about Melo and Anthony Edwards, I'm not ready to give them the D Wade and LeBron stamp. I'll give them the Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony stamp until they prove otherwise. The same excitement we have for Melo and Anthony Edwards coming together is the same excitement I had when Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony came together. They were great players. Allen Iverson was traded to Denver averaging 33 points. 33 points for the Sixers and got traded. Averaged 26 points for the Denver Nuggets. Carmelo Anthony, same thing. Elite scorer. But they never made it out of the first round. Now, here's what I would say, right? This is what I would want to see LaMelo and Anthony Edwards do. Go talk to Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony. Go talk to them and see what mistakes they made. And I don't want them to reach out to, I don't want Carmelo and Allen Iverson to reach out to them. It should be the other way around. That's where we got the game messed up. It'd be the old heads reaching out to the young bulls, and the young bulls don't want to hear it. The young bulls should be reaching out to the old heads. And the reason why I say that is because, there's always rumors that, they was partying, they was having too much fun in Denver, they wasn't really locked in, they wasn't really focused. And that's the same rumors they have around LaMelo and Anthony Edwards. They just partying, they just gonna have fun, they're not really focused. They should be talking to those guys to see what did they do wrong so they prove everybody else wrong. That's the approach they should take. But that's just me. But who am I? Who am I to say what the professionals should do, right? And another note, just to piggyback off that, I think we should have an Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony documentary. We need a Allen Iverson, Carmelo Anthony documentary. I want to know what happened. I know y'all got some footage. Somebody over there got some footage. I want to know what happened with that team, man. I was excited, bro. I thought that was the one for my guy AI, bro. But it didn't happen. What else we got on the list today, baby?
Tom Brady did an interview with former UFC fighter. Oh, I forgot his name. But he told me Daniel Cormier. Cormier. Called Champion Mindset.
Yeah. So, I did watch this. And this was really good. But before we get into that segment, if you are a parent or a player and you are looking for a new way to get recruited, check out Scoutus College. Scoutus College is a recruitment platform that allows you to be seen by coaches across the country. All you need to do is upload your profile, upload your videos, and college coaches start looking. They start watching the videos. They have AI technology for the videos so coaches can tell how fast you're running, the trajectory of the ball, and anything else they need to know. They also giving NIL deals. So if you want to qualify for NIL deals, make sure you upgrade and use Score Society at checkout. Now, what we got? Championship mindset. Talk to me. Now, before we start this, I want you guys to understand, I'm not the biggest football fan. Not to say I don't like football. I just don't watch football. But when I saw Tom Brady was talking, I know who Tom Brady is. And it said championship mindset. I wanted to know the mindset of a champion. I wanted to know what is he talking about these days that maybe can help us as people who never won a Super Bowl. What we got, babe?
Like, my parents never put pressure on me. There was always kind of pressure within myself, but they always were like, whatever I wanted to do, they were like, yeah, let's go for it. Like, I want to go to the Stanford football camp, Dad. All right, let's get you there. Dad, I don't know, I had a fun time. Should we go to the University of Arizona football camp? Yeah, let's go down there together. And we made it like a father-son trip. So it was like my dad was always there. When I was a baseball player in high school and I wasn't hitting the ball good, my dad was like, "Come on, let's go to the batting cage at night." You know, like screw English. Let's go to the batting cage.
He put the time he needed.
Yeah, and he was just there. You know, and I think like if you think of how long the odds there are for kids to become a professional athlete, it's impossible. But I think the blessing for my parents at least, they never said like, "Hey, you know, we should think about something different." You know, they were kind of all in too.
That's a good point. Now, as some of you may know, I coach basketball. I've been coaching basketball for the last 17 years. I've had my own basketball program for the last 12 years. I've coached every level with the exception of pro. And I've had the pleasure of working with some amazing players, some great families. And one of the things that really, really burns me up, I don't know what other term to use when I think of this, is when I hear parents say, "Oh, he's not going to make it pro. He's not going to make it high school," which could be true, which could be very true. But the saddest part about that is the kid thinks otherwise, though. I'm working with the kid 2 days out of the week. You ask them, "Hey, what you want to do?" "I want to go here. I want to do this." But the problem is the parent, they don't believe in them. So anytime they have a time off, the first thing they want to do is skip practice. They want to skip games. They start trying to find ways to massage the ego. Let's put him on this team, put him on that team. They're not really developing him to his vision. And the kid get used to it because the kid don't know. He 13, 12, 13 years old. They don't know. "Oh, we'll go to practice next week. You're fine. We'll just go to the game." Parents, the kid don't know. And I'm not saying if they went to like one more practice a week, 2 more practice a week, they would have went to the NBA. But what Tom Brady is saying is that they didn't know he was going to be Tom Brady, the Tom Brady that we know. But they was just like, "Yo, you believe it, we believe it. I'll be there. Let's just go to Arizona. Let's go to camp. Let's just go." I mean, I watched some of this interview, and you guys let me know in the comments. He wasn't drafted first round. He wasn't drafted first round. He was under recruited coming out of high school. He got lucky going to Michigan. So when it comes to believing in your kid and nurturing their goals, Tom Brady drafted 199th overall. When it comes to like nurturing your goals, you got to be there, man. What's the next clip we got on this one?
Next clip, you talking about how players wanted it easy. I'm pull it up right now.
So this one really stuck out to me because we always talk about pros and what they did. We always talk about stats. And being a former player and a coach, I hear the mindset of some guys. And some guys really don't want what y'all think they want. They really don't want that burden of being great. Would you go ahead and play it?
NFL, it's like you play the game on Sunday, but everybody, all these players in the NFL, they want it easy Monday through Saturday. And then Sunday gets really hard.
Yeah.
And the program that I was involved in for 20 years, and the good programs in the NFL, it's really hard Monday through Saturday. And then Sunday, it's fun, and it's not easy, but it's fun and enjoyable, but you're prepared for the test. But most people, we don't want to be pushed. I'm saying most people don't want to be pushed that hard. They want to be pushed to their level of comfort. And then once they're outside their comfort zone, they're like, "Oh, I'm not used to this. Oh, I don't like this. My heart's beating too fast." Or, "Man, I'm feeling different feelings and emotions." And it's like, that's where the growth lives. You need coaches that push you outside your comfort zone because that's how you grow and that's how you begin to develop self-confidence and self-esteem in what you're doing.
I always say this. Sports is like the training ground for the real world. let's be clear. We're not all going to make it. We're not all going to make it pro. We're not all going to make it high school. But I really hope and really wish for anyone who tries sports that they find a coach who really cares and really love the game and really understand their role, because what he's saying is when you put most people when they get out of their comfort zone, the first thing they want to do is go back. That's most people. You don't know what you can do until you get out of your comfort zone. Now, here's the things that can help you get out of your comfort zone. Here's some situations that helps you get out of your comfort zone. One, situations. No, something goes on in your life. Maybe you have a kid. Maybe a tragedy happened, and you're forced to get out of your comfort zone. That's probably the worst way. Two, good people around you, a good coach, a good parents, not allowing you to quit. Because when you get used to coming out of your comfort zone, great things happen. And you can carry that idea, mantra, whatever you want to call it, on and off the field, the court, or on and out of, in and out of the sport. That becomes your personality trait. I know for me, I've been in so many situations where I'm just out of my comfort zone, and I've overcame those challenges, that when I face challenges, I know it's just what it is, a challenge to make me stronger to the next level. But I don't know that unless I run into people who teach me how to get out of my comfort zone. What's the last one, man?
Last one, he talks about the pain of losing.
And this one's good too. I remember him talking about this. And go ahead, let it play.
There's another level of scrutiny when you lose a Super Bowl. It's really painful to lose a Super Bowl. And I lost 3 of them. And those are the 3 hardest losses of my life. But you can't win the Super Bowl unless you're in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But if you're in the Super Bowl, you have a chance to lose the Super Bowl. Yeah. So it's like, do those defeats crush you? And do they feel like they're such a burden that you can't overcome them? And I think I'm proud of the fact that even though we lost some that were very important, we always found ways to come back and look at, okay, what was our process for that? And then how can we improve it so if we put ourselves back in that situation, we can succeed?
Yeah, you win if you're not in it.
Now I got to spin it back to basketball when you talk about this. See, we posted something on one of our social medias, and we talked about, people taking LeBron James going to the finals 8 straight times for granted, right? And the thing about it is this. That's a social media world. People who actually play sports, coach sports, if you ever went to a championship, you remember how much it took to get there. You remember the long practices. You remember the early training, the early training camps. You remember all those things. And then when you get to the end and you lose, if you lost, even if you won, you start to think like, damn, that was a lot. If you lose, you gotta come back the next year hoping that everything stays the same where you can get back there again. You don't lose no players, there's no injuries. That's what you hoping. That's what you genuinely hoping for. And you mean to tell me when LeBron James go there 8 times, 10 times in his whole career, it's just participation. Like LeBron James to this day is still trying to win. I want you guys to understand this. The problem with LeBron James' career for a casual fan is he's just not letting his career die out. When Michael Jordan came back to the Wizards, nobody was looking for him to make a playoff, win a championship. We was happy to get the suitcases and just happy to see him playing again. When Kobe Bryant last year's, nobody thought he would win a championship. He wasn't trying to win nothing. He was annoyed by his teammates because they were so young and just trying to have fun. He wasn't interested in any of those things. We knew he was going to have his farewell tour. We knew he was dying out. LeBron James, on the other hand, he's up for trade rumors, and they're like, damn, if he goes to Miami, they get some shooters, he could win a championship over there. You think him and Giannis can do it? That's what they thinking right now in going to year 24. So when you think about championship mindset, yes, you have to win championships. People talk about LeBron as if he never won a championship. You don't think what he's doing is not a killer mentality, a championship mentality. You really genuinely believe that, oh, he's chasing Jordan, he's chasing Kobe. They got 1 to 2 more rings than him. You go look at the record book, his name is there. I'm like, when you talk about championship mentality, that's what it looks like. Every year you're trying to figure out, how can I get back to the promised land? And that's what he's doing in year 24. And you're going to try to convince me that that's participation. Listen, E, this was a good show, man. This was a good show. And I hope everyone enjoyed the show. If you did enjoy the show, man, make sure y'all drop a W in the comments. If you didn't like the show, man, what's so fun? Why can't they drop a W?
They could drop a W.
Hey, man, listen. If you didn't like the show, you can drop an L in the comments. I'll take it. You know, if you stayed this long, I'll take it. But man, make sure y'all follow us on all.
Pause, bro.
What I say?
Nah, I ain't gonna repeat it.
Go ahead. What I say? If you stayed this long?
Nah, I ain't gonna repeat it, bro. Just pause, bro.
It's freaky ass young boy, bro. Man, if y'all, hey, make sure y'all follow us on all social media platforms. Score Society. Make sure y'all support. Go to goesactivewear.com. Get yourself some high quality hoodies, some high quality shirts, basketball shorts. Get it for 20% off. Use Real Hoopers at checkout. And I appreciate the love. Appreciate the love, man. We out of here until next time. Let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.